I'm pretty excited, guys. I'm about to go and give a talk to 20 people. I'm doing a confidence meetup on how to overcome fear, live your purpose in life, or be successful, live your passion. But I don't think the guys are going to be expecting me to talk about the things I'm actually going to talk about. You know, the tools, real life challenges that we all go through, that I've been through. So just to summarize it, in 2017, I had a mental breakdown. I was in a mental hospital. I was in a bad way. I had to go on medication, and I was really in the lowest point I've ever been. And it was even harder for me because before that I was very successful. You know, well, according, you know, in terms of how the world views success, I could look at it differently. But I was happy. I had a girlfriend, I had a successful business, I was a teacher, a relationship expert, and my life was incredible. And then later on I got hit with the mental health problems, and it was a gradual decline. Now you may think, well, that's 2017, that's a long time ago, but you don't understand. It's taken me a long time to recover. It was a very vicious, violent breakdown. You know, as I said, I was in the hospital for about 6 to 8 weeks, and when they let me out, I was still really unwell, but, you know, well enough to be let out. I couldn't work. So I was really, you know, brought back to square one again. I never imagined that could happen, but it did. But during the time in the mental hospital, even though the first week was terrifying, and it was, I can't even put it into words unless you've been through it. But after that, I gathered my strength, and I found, I don't know if happiness is the right word, but I accepted being in there, and I did the best I can with what I had. And there was nice people in there. They were good to me, and I made friends. And I prayed. I got the Bible. I done a lot of praying during that time. It's true, we often always go to God when we're really struggling. And I really worked at the things I've learned before. You know, being successful before helped me because I had experience of dealing with adversity. Not to that level, but still. So I set goals when I was in there. And I knew that I was, you know, because I put on a lot of weight. I was very overweight from the medication and depression and the eating and not working. And I said, right, well, my goal is to come back. How does that look like in a plan? And in my mind, it was like, you know, the Rocky movies, the boxers, you know, Tyson Fury at the time was making his comeback with mental health. So I had a lot of ideas and inspirations, and as I boxed before as an amateur, as a kid. So I thought, I want to get back in shape. That will get my confidence back again. But the comeback was really about coming back for you guys, for other people. Because if it was just myself, I might not have been that motivated to a certain degree. But when it was like, well, I'm going to come back, share my story and help a lot of people, do the best I can. Right, I'm not a miracle worker, but I do my part. So it was a big source of motivation. That's why I appreciate the support on this channel for many years. You guys, most of you have supported me when I've been up and I've been down and in the middle. So, you know, there's a lot of hard work getting here. I got a lot of help, which was always the right thing to do. And I've lost like 25 pounds. That's why I train so much. Changed my diet, got my business back, making money again. You know, it's nice to be, you know, making money and paying my taxes again, and not, you know, not being unemployed and not working and having to, you know, having the government to pay, because that's where I had to go to, and I'm not ashamed of it at all. So being rock bottom again, and then, you know, being able to date again and travel. And now this is the sort of third talk, and I've taught loads of clients now. So that's kind of what I want to be explaining to these guys at the talk. I'm sure, I can't be certain, but I'm sure the challenges that they're going through, they're not going to be worse than having a mental breakdown and being in a mental hospital, unless some of them have been through that. I know one guy at one of my other talks had been, so he understood. But it's really about not giving up. And it's really about a little saying that I've got that's kind of cheesy and funny, but it's like, don't get bitter, get better. Because there's two things you can do when you break down in life, or you get rejected, or things don't go the way you want, or someone disappoints you. You can get really bitter, and that's just automatic, that's human, and that won't get you anywhere in life. It wouldn't have got me back to recovery again. Or you can get better. You can ask yourself, you know, this might not be fair, but how can I use this pain to do some good in my life and help other people? And that's a lot of that's the thinking that saved me, that helped me to come back. Now I'm not on medication anymore. I grew off it, I got out of it, you know, I didn't need it anymore. So for me, the second part of my story is a much bigger success than the first part, which was huge success to me. It was like a dream, you know, building a successful business from nothing, no education, no savings, no investments. My parents are not entrepreneurs, so that alone was a miracle. But this was a lot harder, you know, when you lose everything and you're not well, and you lose your confidence and you're unwell mentally. I don't know how I done it. I can't take all the credit. I really do. I believed in God before, but I believe in God now. But I put my own human effort in, and the rest was from prayer. As many good people, my family were great, they're very supportive. But again, I didn't have many friends when I was low, and that's the story of life. You find out who your friends are when you're down, not when you're up.